Alright, this video is an overview training video for SMARTMOVING. So as a driver, you're responsible for doing the paperwork with the customer and then also, relaying to the office any issues and communicating with the office and the customer. So along with your Samsara, you also have SMARTMOVING, and that's what this video is about. You're going to have, when you get to the office in the morning before dispatch, you're going to be looking at the notes. So if you look here, there's a icon that says SMARTMOVING. We'll click on that. It should bring you to this page, and it'll have any jobs that you are assigned for the day. If there's more than one, it'll have 2 jobs listed. If there's just one, it'll have it there. As you can see, it gives you a little bit of information. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, approximate cubic feet, the pounds, the town, etc. You also on the right hand side have your materials you're going to need. So to move forward here, we'll click on the job, and this is important. Next, it brings up the crew notes. You're going to need to read this. So this job's coming into our storage. Make sure everything is wrapped. That has material, meaning like couches, sofas, the mattresses, box springs should be bagged. It's going to have important notes about that job. So let's say it was going to a different storage unit and we were paper padding it. It's going to say, bring paper pads. That'll be in the material list, and it'll also say on here. It tells you information like equipment needed, bring an appliance dolly for this job, or moving the kitchen refrigerator, which is an additional service. You also have, your materials also listed in here, etc. Who's doing the packing, so what to expect. Did the customer pack it? Are we doing some packing? Obviously the materials we are bringing, we're bringing them for a reason. And we need to pay attention whether or not we actually use those or not. Alright? So if we had to add an address for whatever reason, let's say they added something and you guys need to add it, there's a little plus sign here, and then you can add the address here. Or call the office and we can add it. Just a little side note, if you need to call the office and we need to make any adjustments, it's really simple to have the adjustments show up for you. In the top right hand corner, there's 3 dots. You're going to hit the 3 dots, and looks like it should say, actually if you go back out of here, then hit the 3 dots, there it says refresh. So if you hit refresh, that should make any changes that we make on our end. So let me go back here. Now over here it's going to say in route at the bottom. So when you guys leave, you're going to hit in route, and then we ask that you give them a courtesy call. You can also send the text message. So if you send the message, make sure you have the right amount of minutes, but it just sends them an automated message saying, hey, we're on our way. Alright? And that's, since it's going to my number, this is what the customer received. Hi, your moving crew will arrive in about 18 minutes. This is an automated text, do not reply. Questions, call our office. So that's what the customer is seeing. Alright? Over here it says it has the rate, the estimated hours, how long it's going to take, your additional service, which is the appliance charge, moving the refrigerator, and the materials. Another important thing here at the top is an inventory tab. So I'm going to hit inventory. This gives you the inventory of the job. Now sometimes it's going to be broken down room by room. For larger jobs it should be that way. If you have a 1-bedroom apartment, it might be, just say inventory. But, this is important when you're doing the walkthrough to take a look at what's in each room, right? So to make sure that what we have on our estimate is accurate with what they're moving. So next thing you'll do is when you arrive at the customer's house, you want to hit arrived. Okay? I would skip the notification because you're about to walk up to their door, but if you want to send it, that's on you. So skip notification. And then before you do the walkthrough, you're hitting start job. This is important. You park the truck and you hit arrived and then start job immediately. So you're starting the job. If you forgot to start the job, you want to go back and start it a little early. Let's see if it'll let us do this. There you go. So it'll let you go back a little bit. But you don't want to do that because it doesn't let you go back that much. So you want to hit that as soon as you park the truck. All right. Now you just parked the truck and you're doing the walkthrough, and now you need to do the paperwork with the customer. You need them to sign the bill of lading ahead of time. So in the top right hand corner, you're going to have your bill of lading. It looks like a document. So you're going to hit that. And this is the bill of lading, this is the contract. All right. So in red are the lines where it needs to be signed. All right. And as you can see, it says before. So that means before the job. The customer signature is the shipper. They're going to click on this, sign it, input signature. This is just saying that they agree to the estimated services and they accept our estimate and the contract. So, and they're going to release the shipment to the carrier, blah, 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 blah. And then this is the carrier, this is you, this is your signature. So you're going to be signing here. All right. The next thing is the coverage option. So if they have option number 2, we should be telling you this ahead of time in the notes, or the ops manager should be letting you know. But if they haven't had option 2, they're going to be taking option 1 unless they want to change it on the spot for whatever reason. But let's just say that they are taking option 1. If they do that, you're clicking here, having them initial this. Obviously, this is happening before the move starts, so it says before. And then also, there's 4 signatures there before the move. Now, if they're taking option 1, there's another document that needs to be signed. I make the joke to the customer, you're signing your life away. It's like all the things that we need to sign is crazy. I like to talk to them and talk about other things while we're doing this, try to distract them, say, hey, like, how long have you lived here? I bet it's kind of nostalgic for you to move, blah, blah, blah. So if they're doing option 1, you have to go down to the bottom and hit other documents. And then there is a document called Basic Coverage and Waiver of Full Value Coverage, option 1. You're going to click on that, and then you have 2 additional signatures here. What this document is them waiving the liability of their items, the coverage of their items, to 60 cents per pound per article. So this is something legally we need to get. So customer signs this. And then this bottom one is they're saying we don't have anything of extraordinary value. And bam, signing that. So if the customer has anything of extraordinary value, anything over $5,000 in monetary value, you need to alert the office immediately. But now that is completed, we'll exit out of that. We'll go back to here. Now I want to give you a scenario where they're going to be taking option 2. All right. If they take option 2 here, they're going to be signing this one instead. Okay, and they're going to be signing this one. And if they take option 2, they're not going to be doing the basic value one. They're going to be filling out the replacement value terms and conditions. So depending on which coverage option they take, depends on which form they're filling out. So either 1 or 2. And this one is just, letting them know that, hey, we are covering your items up to $6 per pound. It's an increased coverage. They're paying an additional premium for it. There are terms to it, though, and these are the terms. These are things we don't move, some of the things that we don't do. They're also signing here we don't have anything to declare that's over $5,000 in monetary value. They initial there. They come down here. Now this is where you come in, the pre-damage report. So you're going to ask the customer, is there anything here, since they're taking the coverage, we want to know the status of their items. Is there anything here that has, some imperfections or previous damage? They may say no, yes, but you want to walk around and make sure. If you're in the middle of the move and somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I just want to let you know that this is what this looks like, you're going to want to mark it down here, all right? Or at least take pictures of it, okay? So we want to make sure that we're not getting blamed for something that we didn't do when they take this coverage, okay? And then this signature here is you, so you're signing this, all right? I'm sorry, that's incorrect. This is the customer signature, and then your signature's down here after you've completed. So let's just say kitchen chair, kitchen scratch, and then you're going to take a picture of that as well. So anything that has prior damage. So then the customer's signing, yes, I agree to this prior damage, and then you're signing below that. All right, and that is the option 2 terms and conditions. Okay. Again, if they're taking option 2, you should be notified of that. All right. And let's say the customer, you're telling them to sign option 1, and they go, oh, you know what? We actually want coverage for our items. How much is it going to cost? All right. Good question. So the way to figure that out is to come over to here to inventory. You're going to see here that it says 394 cubic feet. But actually, if you go back out, it's got 2,700 pounds, as you can see, 2,758. Okay, so we're basing it on that weight. So if they're asking, how much does the extra coverage cost? Well, it looks like you have an estimated weight of 2,700 pounds. All you have to do is go down. You're going to go to this contract, then you're going to go to other documents, and it's going to say replacement chart. You're going to click on this chart, and you're going to look on the right-hand side for the pounds. All right? So this is 2,700. It's between 2,500 and 3,300. So if it was 2,500, they're looking at $90 additional cost. It's 33, it's 120. So it's approximately $100, maybe a little less. So that's all you need to tell them. And then give us a call so we can add that to their estimate. But that's how you determine the extra coverage cost. All right. Now you're doing the job. You got your 4 signatures ahead of time, and you just completed the load. All right. After you're done loading, of course, you're doing your walkthrough. You or your movers are doing the walkthrough to make sure that we have all of our equipment, that we have gotten everything that the customer wants us to move. So you're doing the walkthrough with the customer, so the customer and you are seeing eyes on every room. And then we're making sure we have all our equipment, our tools, etc. All right. So after you do that, you get in the truck, you hit finish loading. It'll ask you, are you done finish loading? Yes. So when you get to the unload, you park the truck, you're hitting unload. Are you sure? Yes. Now if you forget to do those, it's no big deal. The system should be keeping track of the time the whole time. All right. Now, like I said before, during the walkthrough, you have your inventory here. In the beginning, when you're doing your walkthrough with the inventory, and you're paying attention, all right, that's going. If it seems accurate, then you're good, okay? But if it's not matching up, then you need to call the office and say, hey, this job is not accurate, it's not adding up, it's going to take us way longer, then you need to let us know that, and you need to let the customer know that, so there's no surprises. If you need to change the estimate, there's a revision of estimate. You're simply going to, if it's a local, hit local. You're going to say, hey, that's going to take us an additional 2 hours. No added crew, or yes. 1 added truck, yes. And then pick a reason or multiple reasons. More items than on inventory. Increase in number of boxes. Customer's not ready to move. Adding a service. Long walk. Whatever the reason is, you click them off. And then this is basically the estimated additional price. So if it's $150 an hour and it's going to take us 2 more hours, and then we need to bring another truck charge, it's 100, so that adds up to 400. You're going to tell the customer that. The customer's going to sign. You're going to sign. This protects you and us. So this is important. All right. So now that's completed. So we're going back to the contract here. Now we are back at the job. It should say complete job down here. So you're done the job. You want to make sure the ending time is correct. So if you finished at 2:51, great. You're going to hit next. If you need to change it, you click on this. It's not going to let you go back or forward much, but if you need to change it a little bit, go ahead. Okay. If there's any deductions, so if you forgot to clock out, all right, and you guys took a 45-minute lunch, or you fueled up and it took you 15 minutes. If you need to add any deductions here, you pick the reason, all right? You can always hit other, but this is how you deduct from the bill, okay? But if you don't need any deductions or anything like that, it says 0 deductions, just leave it at 0. Let's say we clocked out for 30-minute lunch break, add deduction. Subtracted 30 minutes. This is a 3-hour minimum, so that doesn't even matter, but this is just the example. Let me delete that. Here's the other thing. Let me go back here. There's a clock out button right here on the left. So anytime that you guys are taking a break or whatever, if you hit this button here, you're clocked out. Now you got to remember to clock back in, or it's not going to be, billing the customer. So clock in. All right. Now the job's over, and we got the time, like I said. We had no clock outs. If you forgot, like I said, you're just going to add any lunch breaks or anything like that. If everything's good, you just go to review services. So if we move the refrigerator, then bam, there's the $100 additional charge, which is also helping your guys' pocket for your bonus. All right. If we had to add any services, you're going to go into edit services. Let's say we were moving a ping pong table that we didn't know about, or a gun safe, or whatever. You can add these items. Typically, if they get added, you're going to let us know, and we'll add it, but you have the ability to add these items. You have the ability to take it off, too. So if the refrigerator ended up staying, or we didn't move it, you can take it off, okay? For these purposes, I'll just say that we did it, So save changes. All right, now the materials is next. Review materials. So this is where you guys come in. You got to pay attention. So we don't want to be charging them for materials we didn't use. We also want to charge them for any materials we did use. So you're checking, did we use that picture box? Yes. Did we use those standing lamp boxes? Yes. Or maybe, hey, that lamp didn't fit in that box. Okay, so we use one out of the two. We need to come in here and change the quantity here. Bam. Save changes. Automatically updates your bill. Okay? So it's not complicated, but you do have to pay attention to what you've done. Now let's say, we ended up boxing a few things that we weren't supposed to. We want to charge them for the boxes. Okay? So, all right, we use 3 boxes, save changes. It's automatically adding that to the bill. Okay? So now we've taken care of that. We're going to preview. So here is the final bill. Now let's say for whatever reason we're adding a discount. You go here. You can either do an amount or you can do a percentage. Okay? If you're doing a discount, you're letting us know. We need to know the reason. Or maybe we call and say, hey, he's a veteran. Give him 5% discount, whatever it is. This is where you can do a discount. All right? Now, billing's over. You are going to go to contract. And this is where you're going to be having them sign the last 3 signatures right here. Just so you know, there is another list of inventory that you can check out, which is right here in a paper form. So if it's easier to read this way for you, it's down here as well. But shipper accepts delivery. So this signature here is basically, hey, you've accepted the delivery in good condition. Accept if noted, if applicable. So if there is a damage, we need to report it, which I'll show you in a second. But this is just saying, hey, I've accepted delivery of my shipment and everything has been consigned back to you, meaning we don't have anything left on the truck that's yours. These 2 bottom initials are optional. You want to get them, but if there was a damage, then they don't need to sign this one. If this bottom one is the damaged one. This one is that they're agreeing that the truck is empty. So this one should always be signed here. Okay? This one is optional right here, the bottom one. So it'll let you move forward without signing these 2, but you want to get them. Okay? Now let's say there was a damage report. Okay? You're coming down here and you're hitting damage report. And you're filling this form out. I'll just make something up here. Let's do dresser, scratch. I'm just repeating the same thing here. So, any notes here? This is important. So, you're going to, first of all, you're taking pictures of everything, but you're also saying, taking any pictures of any model numbers or any part numbers or any information you can get about the piece. Also, you might want to say, Kevin, who is new, was carrying dresser and he dropped it. So we want to make any notes about it. We're going to have the customer sign this because they want it documented because they need it fixed. Mover there was a mover involved that had the damage, you're having them sign it. You as the driver are signing it as well. And that's it. So now we're going to go back to the contract. So hopefully you don't have to do too many damage reports, but if you are, that's how you do it. You want to make sure you get the photos, and also make sure you're noting down any information. All right, proceed to payment. So usually, they'll tell you if they want a tip. I don't put this in front of them, so I just put add no tip. At the top here it says balance due $8.80. If they have left a deposit, it should factor this in. And so, yeah, it'll say already paid $100 or whatever the deposit was, and then it'll have the remaining balance due. If they're paying by credit card, you click on credit card, and we should have their credit card number. If they want to use that same one, it should be listed here, okay? If they wanted to pay by cash, you just simply hit cash. If they wanted to pay by check, you're hitting check, and then you're also documenting the check number, okay? If they want to pay by a different credit card, you're hitting credit card, and then you're going to enter the card details down here. So you're going to hit that blue button, and then it's going to ask you to enter the card details. If it's a job that we're not collecting payment on immediately, you're going to hit bill to account. So that lets us know that we need to collect payment later. This is usually a commercial job, or if it's a job coming into storage. There's a lot of different situations where that might happen. We should be letting you know ahead of time. But for residential moves and long distance where you complete the job, for non-commercial customers, you should be collecting either credit card, cash, or check. Now, it's important to note that if they do pay credit card, there's a 3% fee. They should know this if they read. You can see where it says credit card fee right down here. This little box here, you're going to be sending them a receipt. So you want to make sure that's checked. All right. So for these purposes, I'm just going to put cash, add new payment, and then you're going to hit complete job. And that's it. And see, they got a message saying a cash amount has been received. Okay. That went to them instantly. And then you're going to hit complete job, and that's it. You got to make sure you hit complete job. I'm not going to hit it because I need to erase this, but it's important that you hit that last button, because if it doesn't, then it doesn't show up in our system as completed. All right. So that is how you do the paperwork and any other situations that may arise, like a damage report, etc., etc. All right, that'll conclude this video.